Thank you for tuning in for Akiban Media with your host, Mafuja Kadir. What is the end game of this Donald Trump regime? What is the end game? Does he resign because he's been shamed? His policies don't seem to work. He's making an enormous amount of money for himself while in office, while the economy continues to drag and lag, and he involved us in a war that we didn't need, and now we're fully involved in a stalemate peace talks, off again, on again peace talks, with the fuel oil rising throughout the world. And we're all complicit because we contribute to this crazy stage of what's going on currently about contributing our tax dollars and allowing this government to have full access to money that is not theirs to spend in this manner, or they're just getting something on the back end and they call for it somewhere that we don't know about yet. But it's ugly. And I want to know, what's the end game? Do we sit by and do nothing? Yes, we can vote, but more than likely that the votes might be compromised. We don't know. But the element is out there. There's an aroma of that in the air that the elections throughout the country could be rigged or, like I said, compromised. And good luck going through the courts. The courts can rule, but the perception of the polls are just not as strong throughout the voting public anymore. We don't know what's valid or what's not. So this is where we at. Once again, we sit back and wait for others to do something, and those others become corrupted and they do nothing. And those others being newly elected officials, congressional members, walking into Congress and trying to change things. But yet, it's just a matter of getting in office for some of them. And then they want to get on their committees and start some traction for their career. And, for their political survival, they tend to go the way of the party. And then we're particularly at that moment now with Donald Trump being in office. You go against his policies and his initiatives, and you're coming up knowing that morally and just these are just not something I want to stand next to, but you go along because politically he can really back the other person and get you out of there. Unless you're brave and get that following, but that's up to you. It's up to your politics ultimately, whether someone stand firmly behind you or beside you in your initiatives going forward. But once you waver in any moment, you vote with your vote. You vote with your, I would think, what the people want. But a lot of times people have their personal votes and they vote on within their heart. So I can't tell them, is that for what their constituents want all the time? Absolutely not. We know this. We're not going to pretend. Sometimes you have those rare candidates and those rare newly elected officials to get in there and they really follow their mandate of what they said they was going to do. Doesn't always work because of the other party who's in power, but they push it through. They work for the people, for their constituents. So politics is tricky. We as a voting public, the voters, once again, your vote, you hold the card. Your vote is very valuable. And you really have to be involved with what's going on to see if these candidates are true to what they're talking about. They're just talking to be talking, because a lot of them are just talking to be talking. They just want to hear themselves talk. You know what I mean? They get paid to talk. They get paid to stand in cameras. Stand in front of cameras and just babble. Filibuster. That's part of their talents. But are they working for the people in their district to the best of their ability? Without grandstanding, are you really, pushing things through? You got to keep your eye on them. You got to hold them accountable. That's what I'm saying. You have to work too. We all got to work, because we're all complicit in the madness. Thank you for tuning in. Akibilon Media. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again with another upload. Peace.
Somebody needs to go in there, into that White House, into that Oval Office, and arrest Donald Trump ASAP.